What's good, y'all? Today we're gonna be reacting to a video titled 21 Savage's F the Streets is Disgusting by Hello You're Seeing Extras. Now, we seen 21 Savage recently talking about F the Streets, all these Atlanta guys talking about F the Streets. I was gonna talk about 21 Savage album flopping, but I don't really care. But we're about to figure out what's going on here, kind of go over everything and discuss like that whole movement. I'll give my opinion. But if you made it this far, I appreciate it if you can click the like button. It helps the algorithm. Other than that, let's get into it.
No, I'm good for that. This shit feel like home. I ain't never going back.
What's poppin', y'all? Frankly, I'm disgusted by this rollout of 21 Savage. Not only has it been ineffective, we'll talk about those botched numbers in a separate video, but with his release of his most recent album, I Am Worse Than I Was, this guy he's trying to bring Young Thug back into the game, and they've just started this it's not the movement that's disgusting. It's who is doing it and why they're doing it.
Yeah, he probably about to break it down too. It's the whole like for them to oh my god, they ostracize niggas for doing all types of ratting and all types of weird shit. And now they're like, oh, young Thug, bro. I know you love Gunna, man. We knew he was a rat already. I'm like, oh, bro. Are y'all niggas standing on what y'all standing there on or not? That's what I want to know, man.
This starts off with Young Thug tweeting out, F the streets at 21 Savage. Now, Young Thug has trying to crawl his way back into the game for quite a while. Like, this guy, not only was he going on a whole tour calling everybody a rat, Woody a rat, this guy a rat, this guy a rat. He drops an album with the album cover of him being white.
By the way, this was an all-time crash out. I don't know how you leave. Young Thug got out of jail. Nobody really thought anything of it in a bad way. They just waiting for bro to drop. Then he pulls all of this bullshit and drops all this trash. Like, oh my god, I hit the wrong button. That's embarrassing. But he did all of this weird shit. He dropped the N-word song. It was just so I don't even think this shit sold well.
Albino, whatever you want to call it, and then drops a song, him ripping the hard R throughout the song. Album came and went faster than anything we had seen before. The interview that he did with Big Bang had a longer lasting output of conversation than his album did, and since then it's back at the drawing board. All he's done, the last thing we've heard about him is proposing to his girlfriend. So good for him for keeping his girlfriend Mariah the Scientist after she had left him 2, 3, 4, 5 times, who knows. Damn. But he's cool with 21 Savage, and 21 Savage is really tight with him. And in this release, he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I get him back into the game? Because Lil Baby co-signed Young Thug, and it wasn't looking good for Young Thug when Lil Baby wasn't messing with him. He's like, yo, Wham, pick up the phone. So in response to this, 21 Savage says, at Gunna, at Young Thug, y'all fix that ish. Y'all love each other. You knew Gunna wasn't no gangster when he told the first time he told. You knew Gunna wasn't no gangster the first time he told. So Gunna was already out here telling, apparently. We swept it under the rug for you. We swept it under the rug. So he says when he told the first time. So did he tell another time after that? What I'm telling you that he's referring to when he said when he told the first time, he's talking to that old video. If you guys remember the Crime Stoppers video that was surfacing while Gunna was still lit and he was cool with these guys and they didn't say anything about it when he appeared in that. It wasn't like it was a commercial or a show where it was a tip hotline or some shit describing the killer of his brother, because Gunna, Sergio Kitchen's brother, he was killed in the streets, and Gunna was trying to he gave information about the description of the guy that killed his brother. So this was spreading around everywhere, and this is what 21 Savage is referring to when he says, oh, we swept it under the rug for you. You know he wasn't trying to leave you to hang. F the streets. We ain't get ish but trauma from that. What are you talking about? You ain't get ish but trauma. 21 Savage's entire career is because of the streets. Like the street perception that 21 Savage has is because of the streets, and that resulted in the financial. Yeah, this nigga whole personality was literally the streets for the longest time, bro. Like before this nigga started actually talking, we thought he was just some fucking, I was about to say the R word. We thought he was some idiot, bro, that didn't talk. All he knew how to do was say 21, 21, 21, 21. That's all we thought. We thought this nigga was a brain dead crash out. Come to find out, he has a
a little bit of thought up there, but we'll kind of go over everything else.
So the whole thing, we ain't getting nothing but from trauma from it. No, you did not.
Made a lot of fucking money,
if we talk
nigga.
about an individual like, hell, any of the number of other people that are locked up that are broke, yeah, they didn't get anything but trauma from it. But you got everything and more from it. You and Young Thug, and YFN Lucci held it down, so I can't say anything crazy about YFN Lucci. Like, that guy was solid, didn't say a word.
This what
Lil
Lucci
Durk
looks
is
like?
another dude that's solid right now, didn't say a single word. Like, these are the guys, we need to put these at the top of the game. Get Young Thug and 21 Savage.
These niggas solid idiots, man. I get in a position where I'm making that much money, bro. I'm not putting myself next to no fucking bullshit, bro. These niggas is making millions of dollars and still like putting themselves out there to even have to deal with the law, bro. These niggas are stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
Out of here and put Lil Durk and YFN Lucci. These guys actually stood on principle, which we'll get into in a little bit. And this is all, so continued. He also goes wham. This is at Lil Baby. You one of the realest young ones out this ish. Admit Slime was moving the goalpost and we was standing behind him because we love him. My brother. It's just a bunch of nonsense there. And then you got at QCP. I told you to your face you did wrong at the party, but I never bashed you on the internet because it would have made the city look bad because you was putting all the young people and that would have effed the money up. So what are we talking about here? Are we talking about principles? Are we talking about money? And he's talking about QCP giving a statement on the person that killed his best friend or something like that. Whack 100 talked about it. I feel like Whack 100's approach was the best out of all of this because he calls everybody out for telling, and when they said QCP, he said, I don't care what QCP did, that's my man's. He paid for my daughter's college and I'm standing behind him and I'm riding behind him no matter what. That's what he said. So
nigga Whack 100, man, dangerous guy. Yeah, me and my brother was talking about these niggas, bro. That 21 Savage shit, what got me is him, he trying to like, get unity and all of that. Why is he not texting or calling these niggas, bro? Why is he just like publicly putting everything out? This shit look goofy. This shit got Atlanta looking crazy. Atlanta, like, 4 or 5 years ago, had all the sauce, all the aura. Atlanta now, stay away from that motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, even Whack 100 was like, listen, whatever he did, I don't care. He's the exception. But here, 21 Savage is trying to be like, nah, that would have messed up the money, so I couldn't say that, and this and that. And this is why it just gives me such a level of disgust, because this same guy that's talking about, oh man, the streets, this and that, and keep in mind, 21 Savage has been getting Young Thug to try to forgive Gunna since before Gunna even came out. Or no, right after he came out. Because the audio calls that were leaking for Young Thug, he was calling him, he was like, listen, man, you got to figure this out. Like, just co-sign Gunna. Tell him that you got his career in the palm of your hand right now, which he did at that time, because goofy people that couldn't put logic together for themselves were on some, we got to wait until what Young Thug says if Gunna told or not. Me seeing him on video say YSL is a gang, yes ma'am, isn't enough for me. I need to wait for Daddy Young Thug to tell me something. This guy that went into jail, everybody's going into jail and getting fatter now as well. Like, can we throw it back to the time when people went into jail, came out, and they were jacked, like 50 Cent days?
Niggas come out and they
big as hell. He was telling him, he was like, listen, you've got his career in the palm of your hands. What you've got to do is, like, tell him, negotiate with him. Be like, I want 80% now. I want 70%. And, we can go back to moving and we can clear it all up for the fans. He didn't do that. Young Thug didn't do that. But then when it switched up on Young Thug and everybody was, talking about, you were there for 2.5 hours talking about, giving every information, talking to the police. What's up with that? We got that footage. And then he's like, it was a 2-hour Riz session. Longest Riz session I've ever seen. But yeah, he was like, I was just trying to talk to them for 2 hours, saying, hit me up for anything. Okay. And let's keep in mind, 21 Savage is the same individual that's got an interlude on Savage Mode 2 where he paid Morgan Freeman of all people, to narrate the following on his track titled Snitches and Rats. A regular citizen who reports seeing a crime isn't a snitch. A regular citizen who reports seeing a crime isn't a snitch or a rat. The criminals were just sloppy. Snitches and rats are not the same thing. Let me break it down to make sure y'all see what I mean. A snitch is someone minding other folks' business to find information they can sell for a price or trade for some other form of compensation. A rat is a trader, a conceiver, a planner, or physical participator. He doesn't sell secrets for power or cash. He betrays the trust of his team or his family, hoping to
by the way, this whole snitch shit, this whole rat shit, bro, It's all the same shit, bro. Did you tell or did you not, bro? That's all it is, man. I don't know what the fuck this type of discernment is. Niggas got all the discernment in the world for whatever they care about, bro. Whatever narrative they trying to get off, they the most fucking detailed person in the world, bro. They paying attention to everything if it served their purpose. Anybody else, they don't give no fucks.
His own cowardly behind. Sounds like what Gunna did. Gunna, he was with you guys. He was a traitor to YSL. He's not repping he's not repping that anymore. The difference is at least a snitch is a human, but a rat is a rat, period. And now, Gunna's in the position where everybody loves Gunna's music. Young Thug has zero leverage over him, and these guys don't like that. And 6ix9ine, who's had a back and forth with 21 Savage for quite a while, because this is the thing that really irritated me about these folk, is that they didn't want to admit that they just didn't like 6ix9ine. That's it. They wanted to say that no. 6ix9ine ratted. That's why we don't mess with him. He just didn't like him from the beginning, and he goes in on 21 Savage. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip right now.
Yo, if you watching this video, you about to hear some facts, and people don't like the truth because it hurts them. I was gonna do this video on TikTok. You know where you put the picture in the background and you start talking, but these facts right here need 100-inch. You see this right here? Yo, listen, they gonna skip this. The facts hurts people's feelings. I just need y'all to know that. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Now hear this out.
It's an interesting little setup. He got the little cotton on the roof, the light flashing. That's kind of tough, though. I ain't gonna lie. What the hell?
Says, yo, hold on. Let's start with this. Gunna, Young Thug, y'all niggas fix that shit. Y'all love each other. Knew Gunna wasn't no gangster when he told the first time. And we swept it. We, not them. We, as the whole Atlanta. We swept it under the rug for you. You know, he wasn't trying to leave you to hang the streets. Now it's streets when it's convenient for you. The album sales is not selling.
Yeah. Bro, that's what it is, bro. Niggas are saying fuck the streets because the albums is not selling, bro. That's all that is. They trying to find some other shit to get off, man. I was talking about 21 Savage album. And my brother brought up a good point. He was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, niggas not really fucking with 21 Savage and them because niggas are just getting old. They trying to make room for the new niggas. At first, I'm like, nah, I don't see that because this niggas out here that been making music for a long time that's getting love. But then we kind of went and broke it down, and I'm like, because I'm like, yo, 21 Savage is just boring. Like, to be honest, for a while, we didn't know too much about 21 Savage. Just a few years ago, we just found out the nigga was from London, bro. We did not know the nigga was from London. We ain't know shit about bro. We just thought bro was some Atlanta bot crash out nigga. Come to find out, this nigga's a London citizen. Like, so I don't know. But yeah, like I think a lot of this shit, music kind of just moved on. Like niggas are trying to do things to keep up, but music itself is just different now. And they trying to find different ways to kind of make money so they can get collaborations. Cause everybody was making money when Atlanta was together. When Atlanta was together, everybody could call everybody and kind of lock in with each other, make songs together and all types of shit. Atlanta was lit. Atlanta down bad right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Stimulus package not selling. Now y'all talking about yo streets. I've been talking about this 5 years ago. Y'all bend and break the rules when it's convenient.
I hate when this nigga right. By the way, I hate when this nigga's right. I hate when this nigga's right, bro.
When he told the first time,
right.
So you know, homie, a rat. But it's convenient for me, yo. My best friend could rap. You from Atlanta? He could rap, but China can't. Yo, no, it's different, bro. It's different. I've been saying this for 5 years. When he told the first time, we swept it under the rug. Where the morals? Ain't you a street nigga? Where your principle? Where your honor? You know whom you rap, but you swept it under the rug. It get worse. QCP. I told you to your face you did wrong at the party, but I never bashed you on the internet. Why? Because it would have made the city look bad. Because you was putting all the young niggas on.
Oh, my God.
And that would have f***ed the money.
Niggas don't have morals. Niggas don't care about morals. They care about money, bro. That's always been, like, the case with, like, a lot of these rapping niggas, bro. Like, they don't care about morals, bro. Niggas care about money. And I understand to a degree.
You ready to eat from a rat? What happened to all good money? All money not good money. Y'all was just bashing Kodak. What happened to all good money, not good money? Y'all bend and break the rules when it's convenient for y'all.
Yep.
I walk down.
Keep in mind, 6ix9ine ran into 21 Savage at a club before. There's an incident. There's reports of it. You can look it up if you want. But that's not the important part, because I'm not saying 21 Savage should have done something to 6ix9ine. But the point here is, you were calling this guy rap. What did he do that was different? If anything, 6ix9ine, and keep in mind, I do believe that 6ix9ine told. Yes. And I do not justify him doing that at all. And I do think that he tries to spin.
Yo, 6ix9ine right here. Little joke. I seen Hello Yassine on like Adam 22 podcast, and he kind of looked like this. This is definitely 6ix9ine, but this kind of how Hello Yassine looked, by the way.
Just and no, I do not believe that they were cracking his baby mama at all. I do not believe that. And he's done a good job spinning it, but it's not going to fool me. But the point is, these guys, they for sure were extorting him, and they for sure did kidnap him. And they for sure were going to clap him or do something to him. With Gunna, and then you guys were saying like, nah, he was supposed to sit there and do his time. Yet Gunna, who Young Thug did nothing but bless, give him opportunity after opportunity, give him an entire career, not take money from him for such a long period of time or get payment from him, he tells on him instead of just sitting down knowing that he wouldn't have gotten much time at all. 6ix9ine was going to get 45 years. Just look at the other sentences these guys got. 15, right? Shotty got 15. So 6ix9ine was facing crazy time that Gunna was not going to end up doing. So Gunna tells on somebody that only did good for him and put him on, whereas 6ix9ine kind of architected the whole thing, where he was like, listen, I need you guys, we're gonna do this, this, and that. Gunna, he was just like, yo, come here. And Gunna was already rapping. So what Gunna did was objectively worse, yet you're trying to bring Gunna back into the fold or piece things together. So Fabio Foreign, he addresses this and says the following: nah, LOL. I can't just let y'all say F the streets. The streets is the reason why a lot of these people in these big positions. Facts. I never turn my back on my biggest support system. Keep in mind, Fabio Foreign's like 41 talking like this. Nah, he's not 41.
Grown ass man though.
He's up there. I never turn my back on my biggest support system. How people help change the streets or save the streets. This is ridiculous. Like what they're talking about is criminality. Like how can we change or save criminality? You can't. The streets keep me movie and keep me and mine's good. And guess what? I better not see anyone from the streets supports nobody that say F the streets.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, bro. These niggas talking about F the streets and all of that shit, bro. Y'all saying all of that. What the fuck y'all niggas finna rap about? Cause I don't want to hear y'all niggas rapping no street shit, bro. The fuck you gonna be talking about? Taxes, nigga? Nobody don't want to hear you talk about nothing, bro. Y'all niggas got lit being fucking hood nigga simulators. Y'all niggas got lit being fucking hood nigga bots. Just kind of rage baiting, talking all types of crazy like hood shit, bro. Like niggas want to hear you beefing, bro. Niggas want to hear ignorant shit. Niggas do not want to hear you be sophisticated. Is that toxic? Yes, but that's how you made your name. That's how you made your money. Niggas is not about to sit here and listen to you do this shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I dare these niggas to talk about the streets, bro. I dare these niggas to talk about the streets after doing that fuck the street shit, bro. Like nobody don't want to hear that shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
This is a fact right here. I don't care who you are. Nobody get a pass in my eyes. Not gonna lie. This is the one time 6ix9ine goofy ass was right. Hey, he's cooking here. Yeah. And this is why I gotta put respect on Fabio Foreign's name. He knows where he came from. He knows who supported him, at least initially. When Fabio Foreign started having those big hits, that's when, you know, the suburbs start supporting you and you get international support and all of that. But he knows where it came from. And he knows where the aura of his music needs to stay for him to remain successful. Like 21 Savage, like, come on now. What the hell are these guys going to rap about if not the streets?
Yeah,
anyway, someone else that also came out against this was none other than Boosie, which I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Hey, all these people saying f the streets and all this, I'm not with it.
I'm not with it.
Because I am, you know, I'm a big part of the streets. That's what my love at. That's what my genuine love at.
That's what my love at. That's what my genuine love at. Head ass.
Love me so much, you know, and I'm always speak up for the streets. We talking about how it traumatized it. Yeah, it was up, but it made us success stories. Everybody who was traumatized by the streets, it made you a success story to lead them streets. Streets made everything. Hip hop.
It's these niggas talking about that after street shit. That's crazy. Should the street shit be packed up? Hell yeah. But like y'all niggas can't act like y'all didn't make a living off of that shit.
NFL, NBA. All these are people who come from most 60% are from the NBA are from the streets. All athletes are from the streets. They had to play ball to leave the streets. So the streets got success stories.
That's only like 400 niggas, bro. Don't bring up the fucking league.
This ain't all trauma. Trauma turned into success. Let's keep it real, bro. Like, man, I ain't gonna nah, man. We ain't finna be on no shit, especially if you done made it out.
I'm joking. It's probably close to like 3,000 people that made it into the NBA. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Come on, man. Like, take the streets out of all our music. Take street shit out, all our music. Who are we now? Who are you now without that street message that you preach to everybody? Who are you now?
An NPC.
Yeah, man. So that ain't cool, right? I'm not with the street shit. I feel like y'all using that as a gateway for when y'all get in trouble.
Yeah, niggas using that F the street shit because they mans ratted. Niggas is playing with cheese, telling on each other, and they trying to band back together and not make it look funny because niggas gonna switch up. I'm like, yo, I thought you said F this when they see Lil Baby pop out with Gunna. When they see Thugger pop out with Gunner, I'm like, oh, whoa. What you say, F rats? You do that little F the street shit. Now niggas is linking up. Niggas ain't gonna question that shit. That's what it is, bro.
If everybody saying street, when by the time y'all get in trouble, now y'all have a gateway. I'm telling the streets. I ain't going for it. I'm standing up.
I'm telling F the streets. I'm crying.
So Boosie here, he's talking that talk. We know Boosie's still facing cases right now. Let's be real here. The only case that 21 Savage was facing was a deportation. And now, I'm not saying 21 Savage was never in the streets like that. But what I'm saying is that he never had to face something as like 50 years looking down the barrel of 50 years or something like that, like a Young Thug was. Bro. That's also why when I look at Young Thug, I'm like, yo, this guy, you can't expect this guy to forgive when he's still on probation, by the way, for another 15 years or so. And if he messes up, he's going back for 20 or for however long the duration is, a ridiculously long duration. So you can't just be like, hey, man, you're free. Just forgive the guy. Granted, when he was calling everybody else a rat, like that's the streets right there. So why are you saying F the streets when you were standing behind that? And I put out this tweet, which is, I think it can describe a little bit better why I feel such a disdain for what these guys are trying to do. Yes, and I said, Young Thug and 21 Savage saying F the streets is the male equivalent of Brittany Renner putting that hijab on and Black China finding God.
Man. Damn, you seeing you kind of cooking. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's tough.
The point here is that someone actually replied and said, oh, we know they from the streets. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Black China and Brittany Renner are from the streets too. They're just a different type of streets. And when you look at them, you're like, I know who you are. I know what you are. And when you see them trying, I mean, Brittany Renner, it was like, they got 90 Day Fiance. She had 90 Day Muslim going on. So she put on that hijab. She did the whole grift. And then she popped right back out and said, okay, really? I think she just put that on to try to capture Kevin Gates. And she did her time with him and realized that he wasn't leaving his main chicks, or he wasn't going to, whatever he's got going on. And she was like, oh, I guess I can't become the only wife. It is what it is. And then she went back to the streets she goes. It was a catch and release. And then Black China, she's been committed to it. But the point here is that they switched up when their original game plan was not working anymore.
Yeah, when it stopped working, they
Ruby
pivoted.
Rose replaced Brittany Renner. And Ruby Rose does not have a kid either. And Black China was getting up there in age. She had kids. She's like, well, I can't compete. I can't compete with these young chicks. It's like LeBron. I mean, LeBron is still competing, actually. But So when you got Young Thug and 21 Savage, the reason why this disgusts me so much is that if the first time that it doesn't benefit you to support the streets, you turn against it because
did you really believe in that
back
shit?
Cool with your mans. Gunna, or in this case with Young Thug, the narrative completely switched up against you when you were talking about this never talk to police, and then there's footage of you talking to them in whatever capacity you want to call it. Now you want to switch everything up? Nah. Now is when you're being tested. So how real are you now? Because who cares what your quote-unquote principles are if they've never been tested? It's easy to say, man, I would never tell. Everybody says I would never tell. Man, yeah.
I would never tell. Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
was rapping Take It to Trial, and this guy didn't.
Nah, see, I'm gonna take that back. I'm not putting myself in a position to where I would have to tell. I'm accountable for myself. If I do some dumb shit, I'm just gonna take it on the chin. But I would never. I don't do shit with people. I'm not an idiot. Like, if I do some shit, it's gonna be by myself. And I don't do crimes. By the way, we don't do those. Just in case you thought, bruh.
Not even step foot in trial. He took the first plea out. So we don't care until it comes to it. And that's why I say I have so much respect for Dirk. And it's not like having respect for somebody is not saying what they did was right or I support what they did. I have respect for Lil Durk because number one, Lil Durk came out and cut off Gunna knowing that it would harm him. He had a hit song with Gunna. Oh my God, what happened to Virgil? Him and Gunna would have been running it up together. But he said, and this is instilled from his father, yo, somebody told on my father and took him away from me for 20 years. Yes, his father did the crimes, and it's really his father that took himself away from him. But regardless of that, and he says, I'm cutting off Gunna before any of these other people like 21 Savage did anything.
That is true.
So he stood on his principles. He was like, yo, my principles is I'm not messing with somebody that's telling. I saw what I saw. He told. Not messing with him. Now, is he going to mess with Young Thug? That's another question. But regardless of that, what happened? He just caught a charge, murder for hire. Have we heard anything from Lil Durk since? Nope. He sat down and shut up like he's supposed to. No.
Ain't this nigga locked up?
Any time we've heard Durk say anything was on a call with, who was it? The guy from the Big U case. You guys know, the guy that be yelling, Sweetie. And that guy got him on a call with Durk not even knowing that this was public and recorded or a live stream. So, other than that, Durk's been quiet. And he hasn't been like, yo, I'm being mistreated in here. He hasn't been crying. He hasn't been complaining. He hasn't been trying to, like, get me out of here. He's just like, yo, I'm waiting for my court date. I'm trying to get my bond. And that he's not even saying that. He's letting his lawyer talk. And this guy is facing the rest of his life in prison, was at the peak of his career, and he's just sitting down solid. That's it. You have to respect that.
Yeah, what else
like,
you
this
do?
guy told you what he was. He told you what he stood by, and then when it came down to it, he stood by it. But these guys, Young Thug and 21 Savage, they're telling you what they're about, and then, oh shoot, my man's got caught. Man, you know how it be.
You know how it is. Gunna just a kid, man. You know, that's my little youngin', bruh. He tell from time to time, but you know, the street's a myth anyway, man. Like, nah, you corny ass nigga. Stand on what you saying, bruh.
Oh, how it be. Actually, you told us how it's supposed to be, which is you don't mess with people that's telling. And now it's like, nah, you know he wasn't.
By the way, I still agree with the message of like F the streets. I think the streets is corny. I think that shit is stupid. Like I done lost a lot of people to the streets, but it's like people giving like contradicting messages at the face of like opportunity. Like they only doing it because it's like an opportunity. It's a window. It's no like real movement behind it. It's no real motion behind it. It's just my shit doing bad, or yo, I'm trying to put this together. Fuck, we selling. Let me switch it up a little bit. It's like, bruh, you complete 360, huh? Life humbled you that quick, huh?
Like that the first time he told. Well, what about 6ix9ine then? The guy had rainbow hair and dancing around in a video with a bunch of Bloods. I don't think, like, nobody was like, yeah, you know, this guy grew up in this. Like, let's be real. I mean, he grew up in that neighborhood, but he didn't grow up in that gang. So this is the lamest thing I've seen. And a real example of F the streets is a Jeezy, is a Gucci Mane, which these guys, they didn't say F the streets, but you saw them elevate. You saw their music change. You saw them.
Shit, 50's another example, bro. They just kind of got up out of there. They started doing other shit, bro. Like, you can say F the streets later on, but like, just look what I'm doing that's what's going on, and this shit looks super performative.
Businesses. You saw Jeezy slowly change the circle of people around him. 50 Cent is another example of F the streets. How many street people does 50 Cent got around him now? Probably the only amount that he needs to, you know, make sure nothing bad happens to him. But other than that, he's professional. He's clean cut now. He's written books. He's worked with different TV productions. He's done stars. That's a definition of F the streets. He's not making music talking about the streets anymore. You lead by example and by action, not by talking just to try to cover up for your homie. Because let's keep it real. If 21 Savage and Young Thug stop rapping about the streets, they have no music. Nobody, and their audience is not trying to hear that. And this is why it's gross and it's disingenuous, and we know they don't mean it at all. And on top of that, that is the only thing that made them successful, is their street background. Like, yeah, of course, the music had to be there. But for 21 Savage to talk about, like, all he got was trauma? What are you talking about? There is no other avenue where 21 Savage would have made it in life if it wasn't for this rap stuff that's tied to his street stuff. He was talking in a separate interview. I'm not going to play the clip, but he said, yeah, you know, I would have been a millionaire regardless. You know, we would have robbed the plug for like 100 keys or something.
Robbed
you
the
would have
plug.
robbed the plug. Okay, yeah. Robbed the plug. I'd
have been rich regardless. Head ass.
Plug from foreign country, and they would have had you hog-tied, hanging upside down, and lit you on fire. Like, come on now. And that's the thing. He didn't say, oh, you know, I would have been a producer, I would have signed somebody. No, he said I would have got it out the streets if I didn't get it out the music. Well, you know what would have likely happened? He would have been in a cell, or he would have been 6 feet under. So that's why I say that. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I think, like I said, this shit is all performative, bro. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you like the video, and I'm out of here.